What if the harder you push, the further away you get? What if all that effort, all that forcing, is the very thing destroying what you're trying to build? Most people never ask this question. They just push harder. There is a story that Mencius, the great Confucian philosopher, recorded more than 2,000 years ago. It is about a farmer from the state of Song. This farmer was not lazy. He was not careless. He was deeply committed to his crops. Every single day, he walked to his field and crouched beside his seedlings, watching them with anxious eyes. And they grew, just not fast enough for him. His neighbors seemed ahead. The season felt short. So one morning, he made a decision that felt like a breakthrough. He reached down and pulled each seedling gently upward. Just a little. Just enough to help. Row after row, all day under the sun, until his back ached and his hands were raw. That evening, he came home and said to his son, with pride in his voice, "I helped the crops grow today. I gave them a lift." His son went to the field the next morning to see. Every seedling was dead. Not damaged, not struggling, dead. By pulling them upward, the farmer had torn their roots from the soil. The very act meant to help had destroyed everything beneath the surface, where the real growth was happening. This story gave ancient China one of its most enduring teachings, Bá Miáo Zhù Zhǎng. It means, literally, to pull up seedlings to help them grow. And it means, in practice, to ruin something through impatient interference. Here's the part that is hard to accept. The farmer was not wrong to care. He was not wrong to want growth. What destroyed his crop was not his desire. It was his inability to trust what he could not yet see. Because the roots were working. They always were. Beneath the surface, invisible and quiet, the seedlings were building the very foundation that would one day carry the harvest. They did not need to be pulled. They needed space to complete the work happening underground. And here's the twist that changes everything. This is not really a story about patience. It is a story about where growth actually lives. We think growth is what we can measure, the promotion, the number, the visible result. But real development moves in the direction of roots, not shoots. It goes down before it goes up. It builds structure before it shows itself. When you cannot see progress, that is not a sign that nothing is happening. It is often a sign that the most important work is underway. The Daoist concept of Wu Wei points toward this understanding. It does not mean doing nothing. It means acting in alignment with the natural direction of things, rather than against it. Laozi taught that the sage does not force the river to flow faster. He removes what is blocking the flow. This is the difference between forcing and tending. Forcing says, "This is not happening fast enough, so I will make it happen." Tending says, "This is growing according to its own nature, and I will create the conditions it needs." The farmer could have watered more carefully. He could have cleared weeds. He could have protected the field from frost. All of that would have been tending. Instead, he pulled. And pulling, no matter how well-intentioned, breaks the one thing growth depends on, the connection to what grounds it. Look at your own life right now. Where are you pulling? Where are you reaching into something that is developing and yanking it toward where you think it should already be? A relationship, a skill, a version of yourself you believe you should have become by now. That urgency is not ambition. It is anxiety wearing the mask of effort. The ancient texts teach something quietly radical. You do not make things grow. You make growth possible. Then you step back and let what you have planted find its own direction toward the light. Here is how to begin. 1. Sit for 5 minutes and name one place in your life where you are pulling instead of tending. 2. Ask what tending would look like there instead. One small act of support, not control. 3. Remove one self-imposed deadline that has no real root in reality. Not the goal, just the false urgency attached to it. 4. When you catch yourself pulling, pause. Notice it. Breathe. Release. You are already growing. You do not need to prove it by pulling yourself apart. Write in the comments, "I tend." I do not force. Thank you for watching.